Fans of Limitless Wrestling, welcome back to the October 2019 Limitless Wrestling studio taping. And this is a first. We've got Let's Wrestle Championship action here at the studio taping as Classic Kalvin Strange defends the Let's Wrestle Championship against the main attraction, Mac Daniels, a product of the Limitless Dojo, and actually someone who's trained a little bit under Classic Kalvin Strange. Going to be a very interesting dynamic in this matchup to see how much Mac Daniels truly knows and how much Kalvin Strange knows about Mac Daniels. And Kalvin, no surprise, going to try to keep this grounded to start this. You can see Mac Daniels trying to find a way out. Looked like he was going to rip at the eyes of Kalvin Strange, but thought better of it with the referee right there, and now has an arm wringer of his own. Kalvin rolling through and grabbing the arm of the main attraction. Not going to stay on the defensive very long, and that's very smart from the champion, who leg drops the left arm of Mac Daniels. And now ripping at the hand, and Mac Daniels just trying to find any way out here. Great ring positioning from Kalvin. He's got Mac Daniels far from the ropes at this point, but Mac Daniels, shoulders down, only a 1 count from referee Dustin. Kalvin twisting the arm around his knee. Cover, shoulders down. Only 2. Mac Daniels able to get the shoulder up. And you can tell Mac Daniels a little flustered here to start this matchup. I don't know if he's really wrestled anyone with the technical wrestling acumen of Kalvin Strange. But there's the strength of Mac Daniels on display as he sends the champ flying halfway across the ring. See him trying to rub that shoulder bicep region. Kalvin's been attacking that since the get-go of this match, right off the rip. Kalvin reverses the waist lock, but eats an elbow for his troubles from the main attraction. And there's a side headlock from the main attraction. And now it's Kalvin Strange looking for a way out as he backs Mac Daniels into the ropes. And Mac comes flying in with a brutal shoulder tackle, sending Kalvin Strange down to the mat. Off the ropes comes Daniels. Drop down, and another one, and that one connects. You almost never see that come to fruition, but Kalvin Strange, a thinking man's wrestler. Drop down after drop down finally works out. Mac Daniels now ripping at the hair of Kalvin Strange. And now working his way back up to a vertical base, which is definitely where he wants to stay in a match with Classic Kalvin, who takes him right back down with a grounded side headlock. And Mac Daniels just has seemingly no answer thus far for Classic Kalvin Strange. Rearing in that side headlock, and there is the answer. A belly-to-back suplex. That'll ground him for the moment. As Mac Daniels, you can see the frustration and the anger on his face as he charges Kalvin Strange, who rolls out of the way. Whoa, almost into the wall of Limitless Dojo here. But Kalvin, not known to be a high flyer, advancing to the top rope. Jumps out. Missile dropkick from Kalvin. Unbelievable. And he is hucking Mac Daniels all around this ring. And once again, fixated on the arm of the main attraction. I feel like that's going to be a theme here. Kalvin Strange has selected a body part. He doesn't plan to leave it, but Mac Daniels now trying to create space with huge forearms to the champion. Got him by the hair once again as he plants him with what looked like a closed fist to me, and you can see the referee making sure Mac Daniels knows who's in charge of this contest. And now Kalvin lighting up the rookie in the corner. And here comes Kalvin. No water in the pool. Oh, and there's a big boot from Mac Daniels, who hucks Kalvin center of the ring, and a boot to the spine. That was gnarly. Now mocking the champion. I'm not sure if that's really what you want to do with championship gold on the line. Mac bringing him to the ropes here, now choking Kalvin Strange on the middle rope. The referee is livid at Mac Daniels, and I feel like that's the only way to approach this guy sometimes, is to scream and show your anger and make sure he hears you. Mac has a tendency of not really listening or respecting the referees here in Let's Wrestle, Limitless Wrestling, wherever he goes.
Keep trying my patience, Mac, I swear. Dude, take it easy. Shut up, Al.
Oh, and now, I'm not sure if it's the smartest idea to pick out the wrestlers at ringside and start jaw-jacking with them, but that's exactly what he's doing here. As he connects with forearms across the chin of Kalvin Strange, who's just firing up. Big chops. You can see the chest becoming redder and redder of Mac Daniels. Big whip reverse by Mac Daniels. Waited on him to come in and just slams Kalvin to the mat. Only 2. As the champ gets his shoulders up. Now Mac Daniels, knee to the spine, rearing back on the chin of Kalvin Strange, trying to restrict the airway, but Kalvin feeling the energy in the room. He's got momentum from his peers at ringside. And here comes Kalvin. Oh, and he just gets leveled once again by the main attraction. Only 2.
That's 2.
Mac Daniels, he's got to be entering that zone now, not really knowing what he has to do to put away Kalvin Strange. We've seen some big victories lately from Mac Daniels in Let's Wrestle. Recently defeating Scott Wilde and Danger Kid, 2 guys who were pillars of Limitless Wrestling throughout the first few years. And now, hell, he could become the Let's Wrestle champion, and there's no reason, if he walks out of here today as the Let's Wrestle champion, that he can't be considered for Limitless Wrestling action full time. And that's what everyone in Let's Wrestle is striving for. Big whip, Kalvin Strange into the buckle, and another clothesline just leveling the champion. But Kalvin still fighting, still stirring. You just can't kill Kalvin Strange, and he's showing his resolve right here. Jawbreaker. And that's going to create some space for Kalvin to hit that clothesline. Back elbow combo and string some stuff together here, but Mac Daniels stuck in the clothesline. Kick glancing the shoulder. And Kalvin drilling Mac Daniels to the mat. Could be it right here. 1, 2. Only 2. Mac Daniels getting the shoulder up just in a nick of time. Saving the match for himself. But Kalvin once again going back to that left arm. Mac Daniels trying to get his feet under him, get to a vertical base, and he does very quickly. Big scoop, looking for the magnificent slam, but he can't do it because of that arm. Here comes Kalvin. Oh, and a shining wizard to the back of the skull of Mac Daniels. Once again, back to the left arm, rearing back. And Kalvin's going to sit back, bridge back, and that is it. Kalvin Strange retains the Let's Wrestle Championship.